A super massive shout out is in store for the one and only Nakkia Gold. Yes, it was an amazing interview. She talks about everything. We're talking about new records, linking up with Wiz Khalifa, putting out songs like 3 Rounds. You must see the music video, and so much more. Without further ado, let's jump right into this. The biggest thing that I have to ask is, can we either get an extended version of 3 Rounds or at least another verse? Because from the music video to, and don't worry, we're going to talk about Trap Santana, but what you did on the visual aspect of 3 Rounds is so savage. It should have been a Savage X Fenty commercial. And also your verse, I need another verse on there. Let's talk 3 Rounds before we crack into Trap Santa.
Yes, well, 3 Rounds was really like actually one of my first breakthrough records. And it's really about, me being open and vulnerable about my love life and how it is, just putting it on the table before anyone had any questions. Everything is here for you to deal with. This is what you got up to deal with.
Yo, Nakkia, sometimes people would have waited a little bit further into their careers before they got that sultry. But, I love, like I said, I was just kind of zoning out on the actual song and then seeing the music video. Wow, crazy. But just focusing on the song real quick, is there an extended version of that, or was that meant to be just a little teaser? Because it's so hard hitting that I need more.
Oh, I love the fact that that's what you want. But it was just a teaser, just to, give a prelogue to what's to come. So just like you said, I didn't want to get it all, but just a small taste.
That is too crazy. And then just briefly, let's talk about that music video. I was happy with just the first opening sequence, vixen that you had, or the boxing woman. And then you had another type vixen. And so the song was already dope. Then you give the visual element, the crazy eye candy, and you look like you were having way too much fun. I was very envious of you during that entire from start to finish.
It was amazing. The experience alone was amazing. Being around beautiful women, that's like the land of awe for me, Now and then I wanted to zero in and focus on the 3 different rounds being 3 different experiences. So it might not be visually that same person, but it's different things happening. Take you out of the box.
Nah, definitely. And, it's crazy because I actually had this jotted down a little bit further into the interview, but, I do want to throw it at you. I love the fact that you're just right there and open about your sexuality, right? You're just right to the point. Hey, you like girls, I like girls too, right? And I just love that rawness. Was that just the approach from the start? When I start to, was it an artistic decision? Was it a personal decision? I guess, where did it come from to just be open about your sexuality and okay, next topic?
Just more personal for me. I grew up watching and very heavily influenced in Missy Elliott, Da Brat, and being and watching them see and not be able to be them full selves, and then later out be able to come out. We're in a new day and age now, in a different time. I'm able to live my true self and not hide. And I didn't want to hide who I am or cover for someone else's pleasure. I wanted to be myself and allow people to experience me for me and not cover up or give some facade of what I think people want to see.
Definitely. And I promise we're going to get to Trap Santa in a moment, but just one more thing related to 3 Rounds. Who would be your biggest challenge in the 3 Rounds realm? Would it be Amber Rose? Would it be a Rihanna? Just give me an idea, because the words you're talking about on that song make even straight men want to try to shoot their shot. We want to try to shoot our shot, Nakkia, because you talk big game, and I'm like, yo, what? It had to be like an Amber Rose or like a Black China.
Oh, yeah. One of them naughties. Definitely a Amber Rose,
okay,
or a Beyonce Sasha Fierce side,
That's a really good point. Yeah, I forget. Oh, wow. You took it back to what? 06 to Sasha Fierce.
Yeah, she always had that spicy side, and then you see her nice, elegant, classy side,
Yo, I love it. Nakkia, you know how difficult it is to put out a holiday hip-hop song? Just before we linked up, I was listening. I was like, yo, it is so crazy difficult to really just kind of strike gold with it. And obviously, I want you to break down just the motivation and the amazing rollout of Trap Santa. But you got to give me one or two holiday hip hop songs that you personally rock with, because I think maybe Harlem and Christmas, the Tiana Taylor, Kanye, I think Sci-Hi the Prince is on it too, and that's 2010. Nakkia, so I mean, give me one or two that you rock out with, and then talk about the motivation to put this one out.
Well, you just knocked out one right there.
Okay.
Boom.
Okay.
And for me, I was very like I love the Chris Brown This Christmas.
That's true. Yep.
For me, like the Black homely Christmas, like the middle class, like
Yep.
homely feel. So when I made Trap Santa, I wanted to go even deeper. Like for me, the holidays looked like next Friday after next. It wasn't always peaches and cream. My mom borrowing and working extra jobs to make sure every single last one of us had something. And sometimes, we'd go without, but we'd always find a way to be happy and be, have that holiday spirit within each other. So Trap Santa was really about how Christmas is for the hood. Like you got all these trappers in the hood, all these different big people that are in the hood that are able to help out the different people that are in that area so that the families don't suffer. They might, trap throughout the year, but there's ways and there's times where these people do give back to their community and it's not highlighted.
No, absolutely. And you know what's so dope about the record too is, I mean, just you by yourself is amazing. And then you sprinkle in DDG on there as well, which was just like, oh, wow, like even more of a bonus impact. And we're going to talk about the collaborations you already got under your belt from Khalifa to DDG, but definitely talk about how that actually came about, the DDG collaboration.
I've been actually following him for a while before he even started doing music, when he was on YouTube actually mixing music for other artists. And just his love and his passion for the music, I'm like, he's an up-and-coming artist. People are just now like, they're really getting to know who he is. Why not have him collaborate on a record? He's going through kind of the same thing I'm doing in the beginning stages of being an artist. And I wanted to collaborate with some of those artists who are on the rise as well. So it was kind of a no-brainer. My manager was also a good friend of one of his, so it was real easy.
No, and you know what's so crazy though, because I've had a few different interviews with artists, and because, these aren't just, no disrespect to other folks, but, these aren't just like, hey, can you hop on a song? These are like established people. Again, we're going to talk about Khalifa in a few moments, but and I've heard that manager element plays a very key role. We were talking to the model vixen singer Malu Trevejo, and she was just turned 19, and she was actually linked up with Snoop Dogg and Young M.A. and everyone out there in the West Coast. And was like, yeah, my manager happened to know Snoop and whatnot. And I'm just kind of curious, since you just mentioned that, like how vital, how important has your manager been thus far in your career?
It's been very important. It's a very vital piece because as an artist, we don't have a lot of time and we kind of don't have all those connections to piece those dots. Mm-hmm. Like it takes a village to raise, and you need those specific puzzle pieces in order for your ship to sail. No. So I felt like it's very important to have that manager.
Definitely. Oh man, yeah. I mean, like I said, that's just an amazing collaboration, and I guess as far as this is just a little quirky side that I just got to throw out your way. The actual artwork, because I always geek out on artwork, especially like the times that we live in. If you're in the Tesla, if you're in the BMW, whatever it is, you're going to see that artwork on your big screen. I'm just curious, the artwork behind it. I love it. You got the raccoon. Well, what's the story behind the raccoon on that cover art?
Oh, really? Just, that's what we see in the hood. We got raccoons on the roof, on the trying to chase you out your cars and stuff, stop you from getting in. Instead, we don't have of course we got typical big rats, but that's on some New York vibe. Out here we got stray dogs, we got raccoons, that's taking and robbing.
Yep. Yo, nigga,
issues.
Let me tell you, it was months ago, but oh man, and I don't even want to call it the hood because I go there frequently and they got nice parts. But I'm telling you, I was in a semi-hood area, and you're dead on. There was a big raccoon, and it was like the neighborhood raccoon. It was just literally walking across the street, or crawling across the street, and nobody flinched. They were like, "Yo, that's the neighborhood raccoon." So I think you might be onto something with that.
Oh yeah, I'm telling you, I'm trying to give some rawness down to detail.
No, definitely. So we got to talk about just, really your favorite Christmas time movies. Now you did name Friday After Next, obviously, but give me a one or two others that it's this time of year. Don't tell me a Christmas Story. I know that plays on TNT every Christmas. Give me a couple that kind of embody what you feel is the soul of Trap Santa.
The soul of Trap Santana, I would say my entire inspiration came from Friday After Next.
Got it. Okay.
Like the whole vibe, like for me, that's West Coast, that's LA. That spoke to me like it was second nature. Now on the back end, the DB, like for me, I'm like a Home Alone kid. Like,
yes.
I'm very to myself. So on the back end, it would be like a Home Alone type of thing. On that DB, it's like, okay, I'm gonna have Christmas, but I'm gonna have it my way.
Absolutely, yeah. Home Alone 1 or 2 though, because that's like the classic debate. Like, yo, is it Home Alone 1 or 2 for you?
I think I'm gonna rock with 2.
Got you. Look. Yep.
He got his feet wet a little bit. It was a little bit more experience.
Exactly. Oh my gosh, yo, you're bringing me back. Definitely gonna ask you just about, it's so interesting when I'm just looking at some of these songs that you put out recently, and what's so dope about you, and I think you could speak on to just the creative part of you, Nakkia, is that you put out Justice, right? Of course, Khalifa, the Bob Marley anthem, Black Lives Matter, really fueling that. Then you got 3 Rounds, which really talks to a different type of, not a different demographic, but a different state of mind, right? Like, okay, we're in the bedroom now, right? Then you got Trap Santa, which is just perfect for the holidays. Give us a little sneak peek into your state of mind when you're crafting these types of records, because they hit so hard and they hit differently at the same time.
Honestly, it's a expression of me. That's how I feel within that moment, whatever I'm doing, however I feel. I don't go in the studio with intentions or with like this is what I'm going to write about. Mm-hmm. It's literally how I feel at that moment. And it's a true expression of how I feel. These are different, either situations, different colors, different textures, different tones of my life, different vibrations that I'm moving to, that I'm sharing in it. I try to be as raw and authentic as possible, because I know someone out there wants to say what it is that I'm saying and just can't shape or put the words together.
No, for sure. I'm also just thinking about, as I watch these different videos, and of course I see you on the IG and whatnot, just your image is so dope, Nakkia, because I'm telling you, before I actually heard Trap Santa, of course, I was like, oh, yo, cool, Nakkia Gold, let me check it out. I think the first instinct for a lot of people just looking at you is like, oh, wow, she's probably on some Young M.A. type stuff, right? And then your voice is so, like it's almost like a Kalani or a Tiana Taylor, but with the hip-hop twist, and it's so unique and dope, and I'm almost wondering how intentional is that, because I'm telling you, it's got to throw people off that they probably think you're going to be on, like, some hard bars, and you have this amazingly beautiful voice, and I'm sure you can do the hard bars as well, but it's such a dope kind of, like, my mind exploded 10 times when I heard just how dope you are.
Yes, I appreciate it. It's very intentional, because people are always judged and perceived off of look, even before they even open their mouth. Yep. People are always judged. So I wanted to be prejudged. I wanted to be like, oh, yeah, she about to come off hard.
Yeah.
We about to satin in the silk right now. Then we can get to all that later.
Yo, Nakkia, I'm telling you, it's exactly that, because I'm trying to think of some good examples of it's not coming to me right now. There's a few. I mean, this is a bad example, right? But let's just say like a Tekashi 6ix9ine, and then like you hear him like going, Bob, you're like, how is that little guy with that crazy big voice? It just plays with your head, right? And like I said, with you, it is just, and I wish I could come up with some different words, but it's absolutely beautiful. Like the audio that you exert is so dope, and I think a portion of that, of course, outside of the talent, is just like you said. It's not that you're playing games with us, but it's just like we expect this, and you completely kill all that assumption.
Yes, I mean, I wanted to give the world something that's not here. Like
Yep.
we have one, two, three, four of every kind of artist. What's something that is not here and that people can also gravitate to? Something that's new. Because we're putting out music all day, every day.
Yep.
But sometimes a lot of artists get lost because people have already heard something that's already like this. I wanted to be myself. I wanted to create a new sound and allow people to have a different vibe to ride on instead of what they've already been or something else too.
Exactly. And I'm just kind of curious. Obviously, this falls into the hip hop realm, Nakkia, but I guess, how do you classify your music? And maybe you don't want to classify it, right? But because you want to say hip hop, but it has that, like I said, it has that R&B, like that hip hop, kind of what Tory Lanez is able to do, right? Where he can rap, but then he'll just start singing crazy, and that's like, oh my God, like I don't even know what type of category to put your sound. It's like you've paved your own type of lane.
It's kind of hard because as a creator, like I write as well. So because I write my music, I'm literally creating these worlds that I live in. So at the time, I may feel like I want to be aggressive. And at one time, I may feel like I want to be soft and sensual and vulnerable. So it's literally dependent on how I feel at that time. But I would never put myself in a box. But I'll be hip hop and R&B all day.
All day, every day. I got you. Definitely have a handful, or not a handful, but a few more music-related questions. But to kind of deviate from that for a second, I got to know, being out there on the West Coast, of course, you're not experiencing all this cold brick weather, as we say, in the tri-state area. Give me an idea of what you like to snack on out there, because I know whenever I make it out there, it's Pink's Hot Dogs, which I've been told I should no longer go to. There's a hipster spot. Oh my, Okie Dog. Have you heard of Okie Dog?
Yeah, see, my boy, I ain't really too big on eating a dog.
Oh my gosh, play on words.
I ain't a hot dog,
Well, give me some Susie cakes. Okay, tell me.
I am actually very big on consciously eating, so I don't really indulge in eating for pleasure.
Okay.
If that makes sense. But if I had to go somewhere and eat, a Roscoe's, a Berry's, Bossa Nova, I'd go to, I like at specific time, if I want to eat something, I got to eat that. Very picky.
I got you.
It's a lot of soul food spots, food trucks.
Yes.
Here, real good go to, and now we have transitioned over to this big vegan thing. So it's a lot of different vegan options out here now. So.
Especially, definitely. And I just, out of curiosity, and not to put a target on your back or anything, Nakkia, but what Roscoe's do you rock with? Because I'll tell you, I think each one is different. Yes, I've been to the one near the airport in Inglewood. Not a fan of. There's one I think is right in Hollywood, and it's my go-to spot when I'm out there. Are they all good to you, or you got a particular go-to spot?
And my go-to is the one off Washington.
I'm trying to think if that's the one I go to.
Yeah, it's the OG one.
Okay.
Yeah, right there off Washington. And it's where, that was, for me, it's like the moms and pops one. It's one of the ones where you got some of the first cooks, where they hang in all the pictures of the first people who've been here. For me, that's like ground zero. Yeah. And then Hollywood, the one that would be like secondary.
Got you. Oh man, I definitely gotta make it up to that one. What about Susie Cakes? So, again, I know we're gonna get back to the music, but Susie Cakes, is that just too sweet and like all over the place? The Susie Cake bakery spot. You ever mess with those spots?
There, I'm not for me, I grew up in South Central, so if it had to be sweet, I'm a cream of the crop.
Okay.
Cream of crop. Or there's this place on Florence called Lupita's Bakery.
Okay. So
if you know anything about them two bakeries, you know you hitting something good. And if all fails, you go to a called Superior Market. Their cakes is pretty good too.
Got you. If I can't find it, I'm just gonna go into Ralph's and just get something from the bakery section. But
no, you don't.
Don't. We're gonna avoid Ralph's.
No, what? Do not go to Ralph's.
Oh man,
I just dropped some bars for you.
I'm gonna definitely TikTok those bars. Nakkia,
the more tasty.
You see why I need it like that? That's why I asked you, Nakkia. I was like, yo, how much time can you really spare? Because I know I'm not going to be able to stay on my questions. I know I'm a sidetrack. I was going to ask you some kombucha questions, but I know Kathy's probably like, yo, fam, we got things to do. Move it along, Cyrus. So a few more things for you.
We good right now. My next call ain't coming through right now. So we good.
You got a few minutes? Okay, got you. All right, you let me know. Got you. Nakkia, oh man, so I shouldn't ask you about kombucha, but you know what? That's too nerdy. We can get off all the food talk, like you said. Let's focus on the congrats on the Spotify. I saw you with the Spotify, what was Unwrapped or Spotify Wrapped 2021, and we are hitting the milli mark with you, Nakkia. We got almost 5 million streams. We're looking at nearly 2 million listeners, over 200,000+ hours, 177 countries. Out of all those stats, which one kind of made you smile a little bit bigger than the other?
The streams.
Nice. 4.5 million.
See the amount of people that streamed it. When I tell you, knowing how to smile from the inside out and not knowing and now knowing, it makes me want to just do so much more. It drives me, and it's like finally after so long being and having that feeling of thinking that people just not listening and not paying attention. Oh, they're listening. They're listening.
I love it. And then, we didn't even get a chance to really crack into Justice, the whole Wiz Khalifa record. I mean, look at that. What are you looking at? Like 6.7 million views on that? I mean, Kia, the buzz is getting big. I mean, you've set so many high standards now. 2022, like, you might really have to come for that $$ as you reference in that caption. Like, 2022. 2022.
2022, when I tell you, it's time to buckle up, really, because I'm taking people on the ride. It might be another Summer Walker slide down the wall type of situation.
Really? Oh man. Still not over it. Oh my goodness.
I'm just saying. I had a rough year, and I had to put it out into my music. So it's really gonna tell a lot about who I am and give people a small taste of what's to come even after that.
Nakkia, we have this now like recorded, so please use my voice against anything that you're dropping. I want to make sure it's featured. I want to hop on the phone for 2 minutes, get an exclusive. I want to know wow, why did you say that in that one lyric? Give me the exclusive. So you have my full support. I know your team. You got a super strong team behind you, and having the chance to check out Trap Santa, and I heard the voice. I was like, yo, Andre, Kathy, let's make this work. So again, 2022, you've done so much in 2021, like you said, and now the bar is so high, and it's crazy.
It's how I think people are gonna be. They're gonna be shocked. I know that.
Oh my!
A lot of people had no idea I can sing, even as to the extent that I'm doing. Because I never took it serious.
Yeah, Nakkia, I'm telling you. I look at your photos and I keep on thinking, oh, she's got bars. And then I was like, no, Nakkia's got like flowetry bars. It's crazy. So again, I'm blown away by just how extremely talented you are. I know we could have got real deep into your exposure to the music industry and whatnot, but I really wanted to just kind of crack into what people are most familiar with you, which is, like I said, Trap Santana and stuff like that. Couple more things. The streaming wars, I gotta know. You showed a lot of love to Spotify, Nakkia, but you got Tidal, you got YouTube Music, you got Apple Music. Is any one a little bit better than the other? Or is it Spotify because they look out for the artists more, or is it all the same?
Between Spotify and Tidal, I feel like it's been going.
Yeah,
I've been getting all the streaming services.
For sure.
A lot of good support.
For sure. And just out of curiosity, because you are you're a born superstar, and of course your presence has to be everywhere. Like what are you spending the most time doing? Are you creating TikTok all the time, or are you doing IG story? Because I know you don't post nearly enough onto IG, because you want this whole I don't post a lot on IG, but it's probably on the IG story. Where are you spending most of your time at these days on social media?
I am living in the studio 24/7 because I am a studio rat and I cannot stay out. And I just am. Music to me is infectious. I don't know if you knew, but Justice was the song that changed my life. That's the song that got me signed. And that started off to be me writing. It was an interpolation, a job. And it turned into me being an artist.
This is why
so I was already, quarantine didn't mean nothing to me because I quarantined years before in the studio.
Wow. And this is why we gotta do like video interviews next time, Nakkia, because it sounds like I'm just being silent, but like my jaws dropped and I'm just like, yo, that like beyond like mind blown. No, that's crazy. And like I said, that's been so successful, and it's one of those just kind of triumphant records. And gosh, we'll end it on that note, just really talking a little bit more about just the concept of justice, why this one is, I mean, this is going to be there for years to come. I mean, long before or after we are a thing in the past, your legacy will live on. But I mean, this is going to be one of those records that I just feel is always just like in a Hall of Fame. It deserves to be in a museum.
Yes, that was I had the honor of getting the blessing from Cedella Marley, Bob Marley's daughter herself. And to be able to put another iconic icon that I grew up on, Wiz Khalifa, on a record with another icon that the world probably wanted as well, for me, that was enough for me. And that was life-changing. So to even be a part of that connection, Wiz Khalifa, Bob Marley, for the whole reggae, for the whole hippie squad, that was big. And then also, Bob Marley spoke of nothing but peace, love, and unity. Look what we're going through right now in this world.
Yep.
Why I use my voice and my platform to speak for our people and to speak something positive. Alongside me doing whatever music I'm doing, I still can do whatever it is I feel like creatively. And I feel like I'm obligated in a sense because I have a platform, I have a voice, I have attention, I have eyes on me. So use it to say something positive and instill something in people that they can take away and live on with.
So deep, Nakkia. And what's even more important for anyone or for the people who hear this interview, and I'll make sure that we include it as well. I mean, you shot a music video to it too, right? Like there's a lot of these types of collaborations. It's cool. There's some cool artwork, and it just boom comes and goes. You guys linked up and did a music video. I mean, like the visual aspect of it, seeing the Black Lives Matter and like the little X through the police uniform. Like it hits so hard, and it's very deserving of millions and millions and millions plus 3 more million plus views that it's already received thus far. So just briefly just dig into the importance of making sure there was a visual element to it.
Oh yes, I felt like it was important not just to say it, but to show people. Some people get things visually. Some things click for people when they see it. And I also wanted to highlight that it's not just going on where we are here in America. It's going on in the entire world. And it's something that we all need to fight for. Justice is a very, very vague word. And it means it's universal. It's not just justice for what we going through with Trayvon Martin. There were people hit from around the world in India, Indonesia. Like, we need justice for this person. Can you please? Like, hitting me up like I needed to hit the news up and tell the news, like, this is happening to this person. Please, we need help out here in other different countries. So to see that it affected, and because the visuals touched people, that's why it's important for us to put these things out there so people can see, like, we're not alone. We all fighting, but it's a fight that we all have to do together. I intentionally put different ethnicities within the video. All my dancers, every single last one of them was a different ethnicity.
Wow.
We're all together. Everyone who was marching with the Black Lives Matter, all different ethnicities. So everything was very, very intentional.
I love it. Nakkia, you see why I'm telling you, I needed at least an hour with you. So look, we made it work. And like I said, that it's so difficult to end on this note because as I look at my notes again, I keep on looking. I have it in highlighted, 3 rounds, justice, Trap Santana. You're talking about there's no way to predict what you got cooking up. So I know you've hinted at 2022 being just be prepared. It's gonna be insane in a positive and exciting way. But I couldn't even take a gamble and predict what your next anthem will be. What will it be about? Heartbreak? Will it be about new love? Will it be about something for the streets? Will it protest? Like, I have no idea. Nakkia, and I believe that's so intentional, and that's how you want it to be anyway.
Yeah, if you have no clue what to expect, I don't want people to expect anything. I don't want to be, premeditated or people know what's going to happen before it happens. Element of surprise is always a kicker.
Look, next interview, we're talking Roscoe's. We are talking about, I want to know, like, I need to know how you've been camping out in that studio. Because you and Kanye might be in competition now. Kanye was in the arena. I feel like you might have him beat as far as what you've been up to in that studio. So, Nakkia, it was an absolute pleasure to talk to you on behalf of Attack the Culture. And, we are looking forward to getting this rocking and rolling, and more to come from you. So we will stay tuned.
Thank you. I appreciate you for having me, and I will always, always be down to tapping right back in with you anytime.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks, Cyrus. What a great conversation you guys had.
Kathy's like, will you please shut up now and go? Kathy, you're amazing, honestly. Thank you both so much for making this happen, okay?
Absolutely. And let me know, Cyrus, when you're going to publish the article, send me the link, because we would love to share it.
Listen, all that is coming up. Kathy, I got you an email. Let's let Nakkia go back to the studio, okay? Can we do that?
Okay, cool.
All right. Bye, you two. Take care. See you.
All right, bye, guys.
Bye-bye. Yes, that's how we do it. And there you have it. Another ATC exclusive is in the books. A humongous shout out to the one and only Nakkia Gold for coming through on a massive dope Q&A. And yes, we will make sure to do a part 2 because Nakkia Gold is just that special, especially with everything going down in 2022. A lot of hype, a lot of excitement, a lot of big ting-tings on deck. Once again, shout out to the one and only Nakkia Gold.